What's white but brown and gay all over? If you answered me to that question, you'd be correct. When I'm not sitting at home testing the very limits of self-tanning solutions, I'm steeped in my research of workout. I'm now at Season 2, Episode 2. Hot off the success of my industry-shaking interview with Jackie Warner last week, it felt like the entire world wanted a piece of my visionary talents. This week I completely indulged in self-care. I overdid it. I got a salmon sperm facial. I went onto Groupon and bought a 1-hour session inside an oxygenated hyperbaric chamber. I got Botox. I got a chemical peel. I got a massage. And I went up the street to the contrast therapy studio where I engaged in cold plunges and infrared saunas. In my quest to center myself, I finally realized that the thing I needed most was right within my grasp, my gay, desperate grasp. All I needed was a walk in the park, quite literally, with one of my best good Judies, who also knows his way around the iconic annals of Bravo history. One of my favorite people in the world, Sexy Unique podcast co-host, and my Fire Island housemate, Carey O'Donnell. We sat down in a West Hollywood park, surrounded by the ghosts of workout past. And while I don't have a lot of footage to edit into this cut, just know we were surrounded by sweaty, hot, pulsating slabs of decadent, supple man meat, doing workouts on the jungle gym and the monkey bars right in front of us the entire time we recorded this podcast. It was distracting, it was erotic, it was satisfying, it was everything. I hope you enjoy this chat, this vulnerable heart-to-heart, alongside a healthy, full, fecund bush.
Do you know that like two of the guys are dead?
Yes.
And then one of them died of like...
We don't know.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't know, I'm trying to
Okay.
not know. I know Doug dies. Take these off. Do you want some sunscreen?
Do I need it?
No.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi. This is our house. Welcome
is
to my terrace.
our backyard.
I had John over.
Made some pancakes. Had some morning meditation. Cheers.
Smells good.
Where are we? Carey O'Donnell from Sexy Unique Podcast. Where are we?
Hi. We're in the heart of West Hollywood. We're at the park, right? Where they did Pride. Is
Yes.
this where they do the
is where-
concert?
I saw Kylie Minogue right here last year.
It's kind of crazy though, like how many people fit. It looks bigger.
I know.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, I think it looks smaller, and I was shocked at how
No, but
many
it looks
people.
bigger. It looks bigger when they're doing the concert. But then
Yes.
now it's like
This looks
it's
like you could
very-
never fit people
It's
here.
very quaint. We're like in a little village. There's the Abbey, the chapel.
Yeah. Remember when did you move to LA?
2017.
Okay, because the Abbey back in the heyday, there was a place right next to it that was like only lesbian for a while.
What was it called?
Truck stop or like
Hell yeah.
trucker. It was like lesbian. There was a place. My favorite bar in WeHo was called Palms. The Palms. It was a lesbian video bar, just like in the middle of Santa Monica Boulevard, way down there, like not in the main strip, and it was like desolate.
Near
and
like
bleak.
Fubar.
Kind of, a little bit, yeah. I was just listening to Sexy Unique Podcast.
Thank you.
Yeah, you guys were recapping Bring Her Back, which we saw together.
Yes.
Which was so good.
It was so good. It was so crazy. That night that we went, that was a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Didn't it feel like a Sunday?
Huh.
When I was driving home, I think it's maybe because we left. When we left, it was still light out.
Yeah, I love that though.
No, I do too, but I'm not. I'm like, every time it's spring again or summer, I'm like, what is this?
Well, this is June gloom, and it's really bothersome.
Really gloom.
I love gloom, and I love it rainy in LA. I don't like it when it's sunny all the time. But this is like an in-between that I don't love.
It's very appropriate for what's happening in our city right now.
Yeah.
We're being occupied by the military.
I mean, this is going to upload tomorrow, hopefully, if we survive the night. But
Yeah.
it's not martial law officially.
No,
they're threatening it.
They've sent in the National Guard, but we have company.
And then they're threatening the Marines. Oh yeah, there's a guy approaching to do some pull-ups and chin-ups.
Yeah, they're
Just
threatening to
turn the
bring in the
camera.
Marines, which is so gay.
I don't need the Marines.
Yeah.
We don't need them here.
Pete had six. It's such a F slur.
Yeah, if you're watching this and you don't live in LA, just know that like we're okay. People are protesting
Yeah.
peacefully, and it's our American right to do so.
It is.
Okay, I made some notes.
Okay, good.
Okay, so you never watched Workout to
No,
begin
I've
with.
never. I literally, I saw it when you announced Show Pony. I saw that you
Yeah.
were recapping it, so I looked it up, but I didn't watch.
What did you know of it from just observing the world? You
Well,
were probably young. You were probably high school.
I was.
Yeah.
Or 2007. So when it came out, I was like a junior in high school.
Were you gay?
No,
Okay.
I went to my all boys school.
By the way,
I was a swimmer.
I fucked somebody who was on your swim team a few weeks ago in New York.
Who?
Um,
Say it.
Three names.
You went to my high school?
He knew you. Is that his name?
Bleep this out. Let's take this out. This is crazy.
Well, yeah, we were hooking up, and he was like, "Yeah, I know Carey." I was like, "What?" Yeah. Bad news.
No, he's like my favorite person from my high school.
He's so sweet. Oh my god. Okay,
Maybe
so
my best friend from high school.
okay, I couldn't tell by what he was saying if y'all were tight or if he just kind of knew you.
No, he like came to my wedding.
Oh my god. Well, I came inside him.
He's fucking hot. I'm gonna like totally bust his chops for this.
You should.
Yeah.
You should. Super cute.
Does he watch Show Pony?
I hope so.
Well, we
He
didn't say
will
his
now.
name.
Well, what are we saying? Like we've said, he's hot. He's the greatest
He's
person
hot.
in the
He's
world.
so talented.
He's sweet.
He's
talented.
really talented. He's an incredible singer. Have you
So,
heard him sing?
You're welcome. I don't think I
He's
have.
a great actor. He's like a Renaissance man.
Yeah.
I'm dead. We'll talk about this later.
Okay. So you were gay, but not like.
Well, I was like unconsciously gay.
Like you weren't watching TV, seeing Jackie Warner, and being like, "Oh my god, a lesbian! I can't wait to grow up." And
No, it was very latent. My all boys school, it was like, you had to say dude.
Oh, bro.
I was the captain of the swim team,
Yeah, that's so hot though.
which is also really gay.
If there's a sport that's a little gay, it's kind of like even
Rowing.
though we knew a lot of the swimmers were gay, it was like they should be gay.
Yeah.
Swimming's an elegant sport.
It is elegant. It was more like I knew something was coming, but I didn't
Martial
know.
law.
Martial law. But I didn't know what it. I had this sense of dread of like.
Yeah.
Which sounds bad because gay isn't dread, obviously. But
No, I think we all had that.
But I was like, oh god. Like I was just like, I know I'm not gonna marry a woman. I'm probably gonna be gay. But I was like, but I can be straight. But I'm straight. That was literally me.
So thank you for watching the episode.
Yeah, I loved it.
It's crazy, right?
It's absolutely insane.
Episode 2, Jackie was on my last episode. I learned a lot from her.
She came on?
She was on my last episode.
Oh, let's listen.
It's pretty good. You should watch for the visual.
Okay.
It's pretty epic.
Does she still live here?
She lives in Ohio.
What?
She got a DUI. That's not why she moved, but I think it contributed. She got a DUI. She had lost a bunch of money, gained it back, but like lost a lot of money, and then, yeah, she moved.
Is she thriving there?
I think she's thriving.
Does she have regret?
No,
Good.
no. She's a queen. She's a life coach. She's a queen.
We should probably all fucking move to Ohio.
She's been through it, and like she's a survivor.
We should all move to Michigan
Why Michigan?
because it's apparently going to be one of the best spots for climate change.
That's what I was reading. That in Montana.
Because of the fresh lake.
Yes, and if we get nuked, the gas that's gonna like what's it called, like the toxic fumes.
The radiation.
Yeah, they're not gonna like reach it as fast. Like if we stay here, we're gone.
No, LA is. I mean, we need to leave.
We're basically in the tar pits right now, which could erupt at any moment.
There's so many things. I'm looking at the camera. There's so many things. Where should I be looking? There
It's
are
just
so
back.
many things that LA has going against it.
I know, including me leaving
I know.
in the fall. Why don't you just move with me in the fall?
You're really moving.
Yes. There's a child.
That makes me so sad.
But why do you have to stay?
Why do you have to stay? I think lately we've just been like, the things working against us being here
Yeah.
seem to be greater than
Yeah.
but we both have to be here for work.
Well, in a month. Oh, that's right. In a month, we will be in the Pines.
We're going to the Fire Island.
You're gonna be so happy. Like,
Do you remember last year after we left and I was like, we're moving?
Yes, my job is there, and my kind of like sober circle is more engaged there. Like here, we're all like fine, but it just takes a long time to like see people. Like I've seen you twice in a week, which is shocking.
LA.
Thank you for coming to do a podcast on your Sunday morning, by the way.
I would do anything for you.
Ugh, I love you.
I love you too. No, I mean, LA is a thing where you can like have like really some of your best or close friends you only see like once a month.
By the time 6 p.m. rolls around, I have driven around town. I have seen shocking displays of incompetence behind the wheel and anger and rage. And by the time like it's 5 or 6, the last thing I want to do is get in my car and drive to go see a
I
friend. I
know.
just want to decompress.
It's a place of hiding.
I'm in a place of hiding here.
New York, I like I got sober in New York.
Yeah.
And I like what goes on there.
Yeah.
Better.
I tried
have
to get
to say.
I tried to get sober there and it didn't really work, and I wasn't able to get sober until I moved here, and I really leaned into like the LA sobriety of it all, which
It's great.
well, there's a part of me that is very much like
It brought us closer.
new age and
Yeah.
like inner child, and like if I'm gonna be like healthy and
Aesop.
Aesop, I want to go balls deep,
Right.
Like hiking and infrared, and
Second hole.
fourth chamber.
Fourth chamber.
I wonder if okay.
Oh my God! Leave his name. I'm literally so like Catholic.
You're clutching your pearls.
I am.
Okay. Well, so what you didn't see was Mimi, who is Jackie's toxic Brazilian ex.
Well, I saw her in their therapy.
This is like they kind of ended the first episode.
They like hit each other.
They hate each other.
No, but they hit each other.
Well, Mimi has an addiction to biting and pinching and
Okay.
slapping.
That's abuse.
Yeah, and like, but then
That's not an addiction.
Jackie is toxic and codependent and manipulative, but she's never slapping people across the face.
No.
There's a difference.
I think that is. I mean, just in the like brief, 10-second recap shots
Yeah.
of them striking each other and biting, and then them in their therapy. I was like, this relationship needs to end and never happen again.
They said they had really hot sex, which you can tell. It kind of does.
Of
emanate.
course. No, they had super incredible chemistry, but like that's when you know it's
The power of a female orgasm.
yeah. No, they're like, but if it's that incandescent, it's unsustainable.
Have you ever been to couples therapy?
Yeah.
Really? I have too. Me and Andy went actually one time.
Wow.
And the therapist was like, John's right about everything. And then we broke up. For
That's
real.
incredible. We went during COVID.
You
over
guys,
Zoom.
from the outside, it looks like you and Simon have you have what I want.
We're a good couple.
Yeah.
We have conflict, and like I've had to work on a lot of shit, but
It looks like you
we're-
know how to work through it, though.
Yeah, we're good. We don't really like bicker.
Jackie says she feels unsafe. She can't communicate her feelings. You're like, Mimi is a snake about to attack. The therapist is like, yeah, just break up. I love the therapist is like,
She hated
end
Mimi.
it. Yeah.
She was like, okay, so
Yeah.
you're wasting my time.
Yeah.
You're not going to come here. And Mimi was nonverbal. To be silent like that is very controlling.
I guess the big headline of this is like Rebecca, who is a trainer, and last season she shows a dick pic to Jodie Watley. She has this boyfriend with this huge cock, and now I knew that they eventually, Jackie and Rebecca, become girlfriends.
Oh, they do? I thought she was
Yes.
queer baiting.
I thought so too. No. I knew just from like a minor wiki that they become love interests. And then I asked Jackie about it last week, and she still like has such lovely things to say about Rebecca. They dated for a long time.
Wow.
They're still friendly.
It was giving like late 2000s,
Yes.
like Lindsay Lohan era, like straight girls.
The
being
guys
like,
will think we're hotter if we make out.
Yeah, like through women seeking out like male gaze.
Yes.
But Jackie, her power is too strong, and she can make even the straightest woman
Yeah.
a lesbian.
Right. And I think she did. That was really
Well-
so many women have said like this was my first and only girl crush.
She's super hot.
Yeah.
The thing with Rebecca when they were at the club, was that club over there? Was that Revolver? It looked like they were at one of the bars here. I was like, where is this like
Where were they?
plush bar? It looks like they're in like a fancy women's bathroom with like couches.
See, I feel like it might have been that little lesbian place over here.
Maybe, but it seemed like Rebecca. Well, we'll get there. I don't
Okay.
want to spoil myself. It felt like Rebecca was like genuinely bummed when Jackie was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
we're just friends,"
Right.
and you could see the like white, the color drain out of Rebecca because it's like she wants validation, but then I think
Yeah.
she realizes, "Oh wait, I think I might actually like girls."
Also, the TV show of it all, I think that Rebecca probably was like, oh, I'll have a big. She disappears for like 5 of the 6 episodes last season. She just kind of doesn't have a storyline, and this is like, oh, I'll become the main character if I
Right.
become the girlfriend. So
Right.
like, not that made her switch her sexuality. She's probably attracted to her, but she probably it's a little Vanderpump Rules a little bit.
It was.
Like instead, she was like, in real life, I wonder if that would have happened if the cameras weren't on. Does someone look to their coworker and go, "Let's fuck"? Like, I'm sure it does happen, but I think it happens more on
boss.
TV. Your boss.
It felt like. Do you remember when on Real Housewives of OC when Tamra was like pretending to be? Well, actually, sometimes I think Tamra actually is bisexual.
I think she is.
But when she was sort of baiting that
Yeah.
trainer, that that really hot lesbian trainer that she was like best friends with, and she was sort of like, there was a moment where housewives and like reality shows were trying to like
Be edgy.
and by being edgy, they were like, I'm gonna like flirt with being a lesbian.
Yeah, I'll be
And
the
it's
talk of
like,
the town.
which is really craven.
Can I ask you a question?
But-
A total sidetrack.
Yeah.
Okay, so I saw Scheana Shay, just to ask you a SUP question. I saw Scheana is like the face of Preparation H and hemorrhoids now. And then I caught up on the Valley.
She
and,
talks about it.
and like, so she has this organic moment where she's like, y'all, my hole is blown out. And like, do you think that she contacted Preparation H and she's like, you guys, there's an episode coming up.
Yes, I do.
And it's going to be water
Her
cooler.
people called
everyone's-
their people.
But like, I don't know if I'm impressed or disgusted, because she's probably making a ton of money. But like, you can tell that she thinks she ate, and that she like made this brand partnership happen. But she's now the face of Mangled Hole.
She is the face of Stretch Sphincter. She is. It's so Scheana to milk and talk about milking. It's so Scheana to talk about milking to milk a like 4 minutes total of screen time.
I would never have remembered it unless earlier in the day had I not seen her talking about her hemorrhoids on
She was like, my hemorrhoids, and then when Summer was born, like my hemorrhoids were there, and I was like, whatever, I've been through it already.
So she came home and was like, oh my God, when I drop that bomb, everyone is going to just go crazy. So I need to call Preparation H. It's brilliant.
She's
and,
an anal queen. She's talked about it before, that she and Brock have anal.
well, who wouldn't?
Brock is so hot.
He is so hot.
And you know he has a fire hydrant. I understand why she has hemorrhoids. She's a fucking trooper.
Take one look at Brock and you can see that she's just destroyed.
He is.
His ass is so perfect and huge.
I think he's like. It feels like he might be like a deadbeat dad though, with his kids in like Australia.
Totally.
But like
He's admitted as such.
he's hot.
Didn't he name his new kids what his old kids were named in
It was like
Australia?
his. I think it was like winter sun
Spring
and
and
summer. Yeah.
He named after Sheree's fashion
Yeah.
line. Okay, sorry to sidetrack. The other like main storyline is that there's a hot guy coming to work out.
Yeah, he is hot.
We're sitting in like the monkey bars. So Jackie's whole thing is she's trying to up the ante at Sky Sport, and she's getting like 9 people together to really target and do extreme weight loss. This is around the time of Biggest Loser. So I think she was really trying to say like, how am I going to show that like my business is shedding pounds?
She was coming for Jillian Michaels nachos.
Well, you know they
She
were
was trying to
girlfriends.
reheat.
Oh my
No way.
Okay.
No way.
Watch last week's episode.
Okay.
They were girlfriends. They owned Sky Sport and Spa together, kind of. She got her a job at ICM. Something horrible happened, and then she threatened Jackie's like entire existence. She's like, I will destroy you if you don't pay me out. Like, she had a lot to say. Please watch the episode. It's crazy.
She worked at ICM as like an agent.
As an assistant, and then worked her way up, and then something horrible happened.
What do you think happened?
I can't. Watch the video with
Okay,
Jackie
okay.
and see if you can infer
Okay.
anything and how she says it.
Jillian Michaels is scary. She's also like a fucking
She's MAGA now.
MAGA woman.
Yeah. Anyway, so she's like, she makes everyone weigh their fat.
She assembles this like kind of crew of people she feels bad for, and one of them is
Right.
her office assistant or someone she knew. One of them is a woman that she like had worked out with before.
Tess.
And she broke her knee or her leg, and then like
That's Tess. So she was all last season. She had a huge arc, and at the end, Tess had this big reveal, and she curled her hair, and then she was skinny, and then she lost all the weight. She gained it all back. So Tess is back. We love Tess. Doug's best friend Dawn comes to work out, and just like they fucked. I mean, you can tell. He's like, "Oh, this is
Oh.
my best friend," but you can tell that like they definitely
no, they
fucked.
have like cock and mouth
Yeah,
energy.
disease.
Yeah. That disturbed me so much that
Yeah, it's humiliating.
they were like, I would never in 1,000 years do that. What is that water?
They say that like if you get your fat tested with like just the pinch, or if you stand on one of those things at the gym, it doesn't really tell you how much body fat you have. So the only way to really measure is by the water test.
Okay.
It's a bummer because you get a sense of like how mean people were about people being fat. I mean, they really mock and ridicule Jesse, and they literally just call him fat to his face. It's really mean, and also he's not fat.
He's not. He literally looks great. Like it's truly insane. This like that was what we grew up with.
That was our culture.
That was our culture, and
Yeah.
that was like less than 20 years ago.
Right. And he even says on the last episode, he's like, they talk about it then. He's like, I'm gay fat, which means I'm fat in the gay community. Meanwhile,
that's so real.
he looks great, and it is real.
That's a really like, that was like 2006. I mean, in New York, like when I was like spiraling on drugs and alcohol, like I was not in my best form, but I can't tell you, I had like multiple grinder hookups where the guy was like, basically said you're fat.
Ugh.
And like
It's brutal.
one guy like made me leave.
He made you leave?
Yeah.
Fuck
I
him.
but I was just like it was just, it's brutal. To be a gay man saying that on Bravo in 2006 is like really ahead of its time.
Totally. Speaking of, I gotta get a cutaway shot of that. Jesus Christ, the guy working out across from us is so snatched.
He knows it too. He knows.
Yeah, I mean, to go and work out like that in public, you're killing it. Yes. Should we interview him?
Sure.
Should I put a lav mic on his cock?
Yeah. I want to see it.
Yeah, I do too. Okay, so
I can't.
Kathy Griffin's on this episode.
Of course. It was 2006 on Bravo. Kathy
Yeah.
showing up. I love her.
I do too.
Where is she?
She's in Malibu. I went to one of her lunches recently.
Really?
Yeah. I produced D-List, you know.
I
that.
know.
Yeah. This was 2 years before my season of D-List.
That show was so formative. She is really one of the funniest people of all time.
This was kind of a golden era, even though people were fat shaming. And
It was like truly just gay. It was gay.
Exactly.
Queer people.
And they weren't working an angle. There was no social media, and they weren't trying to like.
Oh my God.
And now
What is happening?
Influx of guys who want to work out. I mean, we are in the park. Let's see. Rebecca shows up. They have this conversation. They kind of start the conversation about her being possibly lesbianic, and she's like, "Give me a penis, I can deal with that all day, but I don't know what to do with a vagina."
Wait, so she goes over to Jackie's to like Jackie's like, I'm going out for the first time as a single woman.
Yeah.
And they're like
Pre-gaming.
pre-gaming.
Yeah.
And so she's taking Rebecca out to a lesbian bar.
Yeah.
And Rebecca's like, she did hook up with a woman, but then
Yeah.
like when it came to her pussy, she was like, I can't.
Oh, he's approaching. I think he wants to be in our show. Let's see. They take a limo to East West. That's what I think it was. You don't know this place. It was right over
No, I'm
there.
serious. I think it's in that
Yes,
it's in that
it's a
like
corner.
stone.
Yes.
Yes. And I think now it's Revolver.
Was it called maybe 11 at one point?
Oh, I don't know.
I think when I first moved here, it was maybe called 11.
I went to an esthetician once above it.
I went to got a spray tan above it once. I bet it's the same place.
Yeah.
Wow. I liked it. There's someone in the bushes. Jackie Warner's in the bushes. Rebecca's like, I'm a lesbian. They put a lip gloss on each other. That's very sapphic. We talked about getting their fat tested. Jackie's fat percentages are crazy. Doug is 43. He's 43 years old here. 10.4 body fat. Brian has the lowest at 8.7. Also, they're talking about it like it's a contest. When some people naturally need 20% body fat, some people naturally genetically can have 7% or whatever. Jesse's isn't even that bad.
I was literally watching this. My jaw was on the ground, and I was like, if I would actually need to commit like seppuku.
But no, she stands in front of them. She gives them the results of what they weighed in the water. Oh my God. I want people to see his front, not just the back. What's your name? Well, what's your Carey? Yes.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do while I was watching these weigh-ins. It reminded me, my sister and I were on the swim team in high school that was like a really intense like national team.
The one that Chris on?
No, this was like a different thing. But look at the way I'm sitting.
Well, I'm like giving you balls.
I look like Princess Diana, the way
We're
sitting
two
in front of
ladies.
the Taj Mahal. They would weigh the girls in front of the guys.
Ah.
Again, early 2000s.
Yeah.
This is sick. Like, and they're you see their faces as they're waiting for the tally to come up, and they're like,
Mortifying.
And I love it when the one guy has the 8%. She goes, "I'm really surprised."
I'm really surprised. Yeah, great job.
Like, fuck you.
Yeah, and then she's really mean to Jesse. She's like, "Oh, and Jesse, you have some goals you need to work on." And like,
Yeah, she
didn't
doesn't even name him. She forgot him.
Yeah. I need to do some research. Rebecca says she was on Amazing. She's like, I know this girl from Amazing Race. So, Rebecca was on Amazing Race.
When they're at the bar and she like jumps on Jackie
Mm.
and is wearing like apple bottom jeans.
The jeans, the fashion and workout it is triggering. Rebecca says Jackie is like the Tom Cruise of the gay world, which I loved. She asks,
What?
she's like the Tom Cruise of the gay world. She walks in and oh, now he's flexing for us? God damn it. Rebecca asks her client if she's ever fucked a woman, and the client's like, yeah, I have. Yeah, I dated her for 4 months. She's a mom and a wife of like heterosexual family life, and she's like, oh yeah, I dated a girl for 4 months, like no big deal.
Can you imagine like this flying today?
You're right.
Like your trainer being like, "You ever fuck a woman?"
Well,
like it's just incredible what, and it wasn't like, it doesn't come across as seedy.
Let's see. Jackie throws a party. Rebecca says she's gonna date Jackie. They do shots at the party. Doug is wearing a leather racing jacket. He looks so handsome.
So this was Jackie's house.
Yeah.
It was really nice. Where was it?
I
was trying to figure out that
know.
street when the guy storms out at the end. What was his name?
Who stormed? Oh, Brian.
Brian storms out.
Yeah. Now this guy's doing some mobility work.
Jesus Christ, what is happening?
Oh yeah, Brian's like, I don't need no goddamn Sky Sport. I'm everything.
Yeah, and then that's when I was like, when Jackie sort of tells him he's a loser, basically.
And he calls her a bitch in the interview. He's like, this bitch, don't call me a fool. I'm brilliant.
Yeah, when he says I'm brilliant, again, my jaw went.
He's apparently MAGA now too.
I'm not surprised.
But he's hot. Sorry.
Yeah, they all kind of look like like gay for pay porn
She said
stars.
they weren't even trainers. They were actors who wanted to be on TV, and that's why she hired them.
But
That's why I think Rebecca is doing all this, because she thinks it's her job on the TV show.
yeah,
Okay. I'm going to play a little game with you.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to read you some quotes. Tell me if it's something said by someone on the series Workout or just by a lesbian icon.
okay.
I don't like rules, but I love structure.
Jackie.
Jill Soloway.
Jill
Or Joey
Soloway.
Soloway. I just want to go home and eat a sandwich and be left alone.
Jackie.
Beth Ditto. If you're not sweating, you're not doing it right.
Jackie.
Yes. No one ever died from being a little hungry.
I feel like it's a lesbian icon.
Tracy Anderson.
Okay.
I'm not mean, I'm honest. There's a difference.
Jackie.
Camille Paglia.
Is she lesbian?
Camille? She's like the lesbian.
Really?
Yes. I have are you going to corroborate? I feel like if you Google, is Camille Paglia a lesbian, your phone will explode.
Okay.
It'll be like,
Yes.
are you stupid?
Yeah.
Okay, one more. I'm not trying to be intimidating. You're just easily shaken.
Jackie.
Rachel Maddow.
Fuck.
Okay.
I'm so bad at quotes.
No, you're not.
What if Rachel Maddow just showed up?
She passed me in P-Town one time on a bike, and I was very starstruck. Okay. In honor of Doug and Jesse's feud that is somewhat mitigated by the end of this episode.
It was sweet. That was like a
Yeah.
gay camaraderie moment.
Well, so do you know what happened? They
No.
kind of cover it, but basically Doug, Angel, sweet R.I.P., rest in peace, Doug, over the course between seasons 1 and 2, he did an interview and he was like, he was talking about himself. He's like, I'm trying to be a positive gay role model. And then he said, Jesse is like Jack from Will and Grace, meaning like he's comic relief and fun. He didn't mean anything by it. And he's like, he even explains, he's like, Jack's my favorite character. I love Jack and I love Jesse. But Jesse read that and he took it so far. He was like, there's a hierarchy in the gay community, which isn't wrong. He's like, and this is especially true for the time. He's like, straight acting gay guys are at the top and femme like flamers are at the bottom, and they're really mean to us.
That's true.
And it is true.
It's still true.
But in this particular instance, Doug didn't mean that.
Right.
So he got the opportunity to make it right.
I mean, I understand why at the time, and I think I can see why that would activate someone.
Totally. And it's kind of what you were saying at this, like, no one was explaining that to mass marketed television. No one was
Right.
giving that insight into gay life.
No one wants to be the gay clown.
Right.
You know, and he was Pagliacci, and he was sad clown, and he did not want to be sad clown, and he wanted to be hot gay.
Do you ever feel like a clown?
Yeah.
I do too.
I
want to be more serious.
More so like I felt like when I was in New York, and I would sort of be in certain social moments with like, there was a set of gays, I always call them like the West Village gays, who just, and I'm sure this isn't true, but it felt like they were like not bullied in high school somehow.
Right.
And they just like easily breezed
they're rich
through.
and handsome.
Yeah, and they like easily just breezed into being gay and like are basically straight, but like
our guy's leaving, he's packing up. Fuck, don't leave. Stay.
he just adjusted his
He
crotch.
just touched his dick. Well, this
This
guy's doing downward facing dog in our faces.
But it felt very like I was only really around them to like do drugs.
Right.
It would be like I'd somehow end up at an after party, and I would sort of just feel very like, oh, they think I'm funny, but like they don't take me seriously.
Still to this day, I don't know if it's because I wasn't raised super wealthy, but I feel like I'm on the outside.
What if I was like,
oh, you're not? I'm sorry, what?
I'm not gonna.
No, I feel like I'm on the outside of like a club I'm not invited to.
Totally.
Like,
But I think every gay feels like
I
that.
think that's universal.
It's in your head, and
Yeah.
I think even the gays that you think are like, they probably all are feeling like they're I think we all feel sort of
Yes.
imposter.
Yeah, because you grow up, and you literally are different from everyone else.
Yeah.
You are literally the different one in
You are.
class.
So I think everyone, it's all very subjective, but I mean, there are some gays that are like, I'm great.
Yeah, and like also,
Life is good.
I think if people's parents love them too much, they kind of turn out to be annoying.
Yeah.
My parents were pretty strict and tough, and a little bit like not good enough, not good at all times. And I
Right.
think that gave me a little bit more capacity to be a more interesting person.
You have stones. I meant you have balls.
Oh, I feel like my balls are shrinking by the day.
Why?
I don't know, old
Let's see
age.
'em.
Okay. I want that guy to come inspect them. Well, you know what they say,
Jesus Christ.
if you don't feel like you have a seat at the table, make your own table. And I feel like that's what we've done with
You
our
have
Fire
to.
Island crew.
We have.
Yeah.
No, I felt like last year when I went to Fire Island for the first time, I was terrified. But I left feeling like I went to summer camp.
And me too.
Genuinely.
And like honestly, even though there's only four of us on our group chat, like that group chat makes me feel like I have friends.
No, me too. Eric is an essential part of my life now.
I know. Okay, one more little game. I'm gonna, in honor of that feud between Jesse and Doug, I'm gonna give you some questions about famous feuds. Their feud escalated when she threw a hat. Sorry, their feud escalated when she threw a what at Nicki Minaj during a fashion party in 2018.
Cardi B.
Well, a shoe.
She threw a shoe, yeah. And then she walked out with that like bump on her head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This pop star's dancers left Taylor Swift's tour to join her rivals. Who was it?
Katy Perry.
Yes. While filming Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, Joan Crawford allegedly filled her pockets with what to sabotage the scene with Betty Davis where she has to lift her?
Stones?
Weights.
Weights.
Madonna accused Lady Gaga of copying her 1989 hit what in the song
Express
Born This Way?
Yourself.
Yes. Kim Cattrall told Sarah Jessica Parker we were never friends after Parker did what following the death of Cattrall's brother?
Posted on Instagram.
At the peak of their feud, Christina Aguilera and Kelly Osbourne publicly insulted each other over what topic? Very timely, pertinent to what we're talking about.
Weight.
Yes. Martha Stewart mocked Gwyneth Paltrow's conscious uncoupling by publish what kind of recipe in her magazine?
Oh, fuck, I know this. Can you give me a hint?
It's a food item. It
don't
is a
know.
dessert item. It's not a cake. It's a,
Pie?
yes, called conscious coupling.
Wow. I'm
I
so
love
much better
Martha,
with
though. Pop culture moments.
like
Well,
catty,
also, those are
catty
like,
gay.
it's just, if any quote, if I'm just reading you any quote, you don't know who it's by.
When I wrote on Billy on the Street, I wrote a game that got cut, but it was in the trailer. It was called Jabba the Hutt or Just Some Gay Guy.
Oh, that's so good.
And the quotes are indistinguishable.
Yeah,
He sounds like
yeah.
just like a rageful queen.
A mean bastard. Carey O'Donnell, I'll let you go now. Thank you for watching.
was it?
That was it. We're quick because I have to edit it today.
I have to go to the bathroom.
I do too, actually. I have to poop.
Oh, you do?
Do you have to poop?
No.
Okay.
Well, this was so beautiful. I can't wait to do this in Fire Island.
I know, you're going to have to. We're going to do it poolside.
Simon has to do it too.
Yes. Well, everyone in the house is going to have to do it. Maybe I'll do like a rotating,
You
like
should.
a pump and dump
Yeah.
podcast. A pod
Pump
and
and
dump.
dump week.
Pod and dump.
Thank you for having me. That was so fun. And thank you for enlightening me about this incredible queer anal show.
Wait, pump and pod is a really good idea. Like Sniffies should do a podcast and you go to the different gangbangs and you just interview guys as soon as they dump the load.
And you should call it pod count instead of load count.
Okay, I love you so
Love
much.
you. Bye.
Be right back.
Was that fun?
Thank you so much to Carey O'Donnell for doing the show this week. Listen to Sexy Unique Podcast, my favorite podcast to listen to when I'm not listening to my own podcast, which is, of course, my favorite. Sexy Unique Podcast, wherever you listen to shows. I'll see you next week for episode 3. Who do you want to see on the show? Send me a list. Thanks to everybody who's been blowing up the show on YouTube and on Spotify and Apple and wherever else. I really appreciate the love. I see your comments and it is making it all worth it. So join the Patreon, show me a little support, and don't forget to, like and subscribe and go balls deep. And I'll see you next week.